We are rolling.
Okay, and of course, because we've just had a nice long lunch break, you've all exhausted everything that you were going to say to start the episode. Isn't that right, folks?
Well, we started the last one kind of tired and drained, and then we had lunch, which is well known for perking people up.
I always perk up after I've eaten. Well, or at the very least, I stop being quite so grumpy.
Hangry.
Hanger is a real thing. There we go. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd edition. Got it right this time. Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your GM for this game and for many others. And I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Neil.
Hello, and Stu seems very satisfied with that introduction, so well done.
I'm glad I could accommodate. I'm joined by Darren.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Amy.
Hello.
Welcome back, everyone. How are you all doing? Everyone have a good little break there?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so being hungry makes you angry, does it?
Makes you more volatile. I mean, it's not just me. Like this is a thing for.
I agree.
I would say most people. Like if you're hungry, it does affect your thought process.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a diabetic, so if I get low blood sugar, and I'm suddenly prevented. Someone comes between me and the food I need. Yeah, your temper is a lot shorter. I think that's something that it's part of our when we were hunter gatherers. Actually, that rage would help you to hunt and kill something. Maybe
I think it's got to go back to something like that, hasn't it?
Yeah. I remember seeing an advert for beer in Slovenia. I forgot what the make of beer was. I only saw
probably Union in Slovenia.
There was a film called Big River Man. This guy who swims, he swam the Yangtze and he swam the Amazon, and he's an alcoholic. But there was this big billboard poster for a beer, and it just said, "I get angry and drinking helps." It was a great advert for beer.
It is.
Drink responsibly, listeners.
If that was in Slovenia, it was probably one of the two big breweries, so either Union or Lashko.
Okay. You know more than me about Slovenian beer.
I don't think I've ever drank responsibly in my life.
There we go.
Not drinking at all, or drinking. Those are the
two states.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, shall we just nip for like a quick pint? No, because it will be 15 pints, and then a bunch of shots.
7 hours later, you're falling out the nearest nightclub.
Yeah, then it's 4 in the morning, and before I know it, I'm waking up on the sofa with a half-eaten Big Mac on my chest.
There's a name for that kind of drinking.
The best.
To
excess. The best kind of drinking.
The best.
The only times in my life I've ever been like that is when I was an alcoholic, and when I've basically fucked up my entire life. So I tend not to drink like that now.
Fair enough.
Well, that's over the conversation, didn't it?
Yeah, you're back on track.
I mean, I do drink. I just don't drink. I have a drink to enjoy it, not to.
I will be having a drink later.
Out my head.
So do I. The problem is I really enjoy it.
Although Amy has seen me drinking an awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, last time I saw you fell into a fire.
I did not fall into the fire.
Almost
twice. Almost twice. But
so
that was but that was like all day
drinking.
All day drinking.
All weekend drinking.
All weekend drinking. That was just. Yeah, I mean that wasn't intense drinking. I've done intense drinking.
I wouldn't want to see intense drinking.
Intense drinking is like drinking, whiskey, sort of just as quickly as possible.
Or playing one of those drinking games where you've lost as soon as you agree to play. It's not going to end well for anyone.
Yeah. Plus, I become a dick when I'm drunk, so
that's kind of why I prefer. It's on the subject of drinking games. Like a lot of the drinking games you play in the UK and also in America, it's indicative of the culture that the drink is the punishment. Whereas you look at somewhere like Europe, where in a lot of cases your drink is your reward rather than your punishment.
I'd never thought of it like that. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to make you drink this concoction that we've.
Yeah,
so you don't need to make
opposed to
yeah.
as opposed to if you do well at this game, you get to drink.
Okay, well, surely the object of a drinking game is if it's a motor skills coordination thing, then by losing you have a drink because that makes it even harder for you to, and that's the fun of the game, isn't it?
I thought it was just to get drunk quick.
Yeah, I mean, have you played that Jacks game where you just deal out cards and the person who gets the first Jack chooses the drink and the person who gets the second Jack orders it, and the person who gets the third Jack drinks it, and the person who gets the fourth Jack pays for it?
Yeah, there's a similar game that a few of us will know called Ring of Fire or King of Cups, or it's got various sorts of names involving cards and that sort of thing. But I've never played that specific one. That actually sounds actually quite enjoyable. Might play that next time.
Unless you're the one that has to pay for it.
Well, it's so prone to cheating. After you've paid for it a few times, you're I'm the sucker here.
You don't do drinking games at the pub. That'd be so expensive.
I know.
Oh, that's an at-home thing.
That's it. There we go. Cool. Well, speaking of at-home things, we have an episode to record.
We do. We do. We don't want to go to
Nicely.
pubs anyway because they're COVID-ridden cesspools. Stay at home. Stay safe. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, bringing ourselves back into the game, then, folks. Our adventurers: Olwyn Templeton, Brother Amos, Otto von Niederschläger, and Della Thornbury, having started to get their bearings in the city of Whitethrone, have sort of decided that they're going to take a bit of time to resupply, offload some things that they've been carrying around for some time, and perhaps get a little bit of a bit of money going for the group. So, having sort of spoken to Solveig Erdol and Ringir Malenkov, your kind of two acquaintances in the city so far, you've learned about a number of places that you can go to sell things and to buy things, get things repaired and upgraded, that sort of thing. And after some deliberation about whether to head straight off onto one of the jobs Solveig had offered you, or to supply first, you decided to visit a blacksmith in the Midden area of the city, a blacksmith known as Norska. And as you found your way to this individual's establishment, you found a small unassuming forge, kind of in tucked down one of the side streets of the Midden. And you initially you didn't see anybody there working the place. However, you could hear sounds of metal being worked in a workshop beyond, and sort of calling out to this unseen individual, sort of obviously requesting some service. There was a moment of pause whilst they finished off some work, and then eventually stepped out of the door to reveal a dwarf with sort of quite thick black hair that was streaked quite visibly through with grey and little patches of white, sort of dressed quite clearly as in the garb of a blacksmith, and sort of seeing who had arrived to do business with, the dwarf addressed you, and with some surprise, as his eyes rested on Otto von Niederschläger, there was a spark of recognition, and he addressed you directly, Otto. Otto von Niederschläger, is it? What are you doing in Irison?
I am just passing through. I have been enslaved by this beautiful young woman.
You're passing through, yet you've been enslaved. Can I have a deception check, Otto? Let's get this off straight away.
Deception. Deception. Ooh. 30.
30.
Ooh.
Bloody hell. Okay. You sort of say this, Otto, and the dwarf in front of you, you see he raises his eyebrows just a little bit, sort of takes a slow blink. Well, that's, I must say, that's very surprising, and I'm somewhat sorry to hear it.
Well, it's not so bad once you get used to it.
As I dread to think what you must have done to get yourself into that situation. Sounds like it might be a very juicy story for me to hear.
One of these days, yes, I will share it with you. But at the moment I'm here on my mistress's business.
Indeed. All right. Well, apologies, my new customer friends. I was a little taken aback at the company you keep here. What can I do for you today?
It is nice to see you again. It
Is
was
it?
nice. It was nice to see you last time, wasn't it? I didn't collect a bounty on you or anything like that.
You do remember, not Otto. I'll tell you this. This is nothing. This dwarf standing in front of you is Norska von Apfelmeister. The von Apfelmeisters were kind of a rival family to the Niederschlägers in your areas of business, and although your parents kind of fought or squabble with them on quite a regular basis, you had reasonably friendly relationships with the children. This is the eldest of the Apfelmeisters.
It's been a long time, Herr von Apfelmeister.
Indeed, it has.
And what brings you to these? How did you end up in these parts?
That's also perhaps a story for another time. I believe first we have some business to discuss. What can I do for you all?
So, is it true that the Apfelmeister falls far from the tree?
No.
And your prices just went up by a full 5%.
Sorry, it's not me that's buying anyway. Oh, actually, no, I do have a thing to buy. But I think, Brother Amos, you wanted a thing, didn't you?
Are we selling? In that case, it's good that our prices have gone up.
Yes, come on, spit it out. What is it? Are you buying? Are you selling? Looking for repairs? For?
Well, I was hoping to buy some monastic weaponry. What do you have in the way of monastic weaponry?
Monastic weaponry. So you interesting. We don't get many. We don't get many of the monastic persuasion up in this area, but I do have some small things. Bear with me one moment. If it's just a basic weapon, you're after, I have the following that I could do for you. What sort of thing do you like? What's your fighting style? Do you like things that bludgeon, things that cut, things that pierce?
Bludgeoning.
Things you swing around, things you throw.
I'm particularly fond of bludgeoning things.
He's very fond of bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning things, all right. Well, I have.
But I'm not against slicing and dicing.
Slicing and dicing as well. Okay. Well, I have a few things that might be of interest to you. I have. In terms of bludgeoning, I have some quite simple pieces of metal that would serve as knuckle dusters. They wouldn't do much. In fact, looking at how toned your muscles are, I would say the knuckle duster probably is not a good choice for you. If you want something a little more agile, I have these, and he sort of goes back into the workshop and comes out a moment later with what looks to be a set of sort of iron bars. Sort of. There's a set of iron bars that are connected by a small set of chain. This was something I acquired from a customer a little while back. He called it a set of nunchucks, nunchaku. I don't know what the word means, but it looks quite lethal to me. As he sort of swings it around. Looks like he could do some nasty damage with that.
Is that not an agricultural tool?
I believe he said it started as an agricultural tool, as used for threshing grain or something, and his order had adapted it for weaponry. He had no further use for it, so he was selling it. These are simply you swing them around and they hit quite hard.
I think they hit yourself as often as they hit someone else. Quite hard.
I mean, for someone as clearly skilled in the ways of monk things, this could be useful for you. Okay. Alternatively, if it's cutting things you wish, I have some small daggers that can sit within your fist. It's called a katar. You might know it as a punch dagger.
That could be handy.
Yeah.
You punch and stab at the same time.
Oh, is that like when you put your horse keys in the middle of your fingers?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I suppose I should just I do have some other things, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, can I see all of your papers, please? I just need to see who I'm selling to.
Oh. Certainly.
Of course.
Here's mine.
All right. Still Yagi. Okay. Still Yagi. And these two slaves, they are your property, yes?
Yes.
All right.
My brother Amos is mine, yes.
All right. Well, with that in mind, the katar and these nunchaku are the only things I can sell to yourself, my good man. He looks at you, brother Amos.
Mm-hmm.
However, if any of you honoured Still Yagi are looking for anything, I have larger wares available. I can do repairs for you. I can make a suit of armour. I can perhaps improve a weapon.
It's worth noting that Brother Amos is making these inquiries on my behalf.
On your behalf?
On my behalf, yes. It's me that will be paying for them and purchasing the items, you see. We understand that slaves can't carry weapons, and rightly so. Yes,
Solvig pointed us in your direction. Wink, wink.
Did he now?
The rose that blooms in the dying ember of battle. Is what he said.
As you say that, Olwyn, you see the dwarf's demeanour immediately shifts. He goes from this kind of cool, almost unfriendly businessman, and as you say that, you see he relaxes a little bit and he softens. He does look around. He looks around the immediate area. You don't see that there's anybody else nearby, and he says to you, Olwyn, interesting. Come, I think you'd better step inside the workshop. It's clear that we have quite a complicated arrangement to sort out here.
Yes.
Okay, you lead on, Brother Amos.
Yes, okay. And you see he sort of starts saying, almost making a show of being quite loud. Yes, Master Still Yagi, we would be happy to open a line of credit for your family. Please do step this way, and we can discuss the details. As he ushers you into the workshop. Okay, you step inside. You step through the wooden door. You find yourself in a fairly simple blacksmith workshop. You can see that there's looks to be a wetting area on one side, as well as in in the far corner, you can see that there is a large black stone table that is sort of scattered with various tools. You see a few glittering sort of dusts or something, traces just on the surface of this table. And as you step inside, Norska closes the door behind you, and he says, "All right, now we can talk a little more plainly. You say Solvig sent you. Is this business for the heralds that we're doing?"
Well, our interests are aligned. We're not heralds ourselves, but we're working with the heralds.
Yes,
Okay.
and we're about to take care of a job of theirs very shortly.
Two jobs for them to look after them, and yes, we're working with them for a task of our own.
All right. Okay. So, with that in mind, okay, I can be a little more open with you, I suppose. If Solvig sent you, that's good enough for me. In terms of weaponry, you're after bigger things, yes? For your slave friend here.
Well, I don't know whatever Brother Amos wants. For me, I want a couple of runes.
Runes, yes, runes. I can do. These are things within my skill set. In fact, it's something of a passion of mine. Is runecraft. You do travel with quite strange company, but we can make something work. What sort of runes are you looking for? Do you know what there are?
Yes, my rapier here, I want to make into a +1 striking rapier.
+1 striking, yes, the basic, fundamental, and potency rune. I can do this for you. It's not going to come cheap, but I can do it for you.
When you say not cheap,
runecraft is a delicate art, as I'm sure you're aware, and it uses specialized materials in order to make the magics work. So for the +1 rune, I would need, well, the total cost of that rune combination would be somewhere in the region of 100 gold pieces.
Ah, yes, that's exactly what I was expecting.
Now, there is some flexibility to that. For example, as I mentioned, runecraft uses gemstones, powdered gemstones, in order to make the magic work. If you can supply me with gemstones, and I know that they are in short supply in the city at the moment, that will reduce some of the cost. For basic enchantments, for the basic runes, I can use any gemstone really. The more gemstone you can give me, the less the overall price is. But there will always be a minimum cost of 20 gold pieces in coin for labor.
Will quartz be useful?
I can use quartz. If you have 80 gold pieces worth of quartz, we can take that off the total.
I don't know how much is one. I'll take out a quartz piece. And how much would this be worth?
Do you know where you got it from?
No. I know I have 7 of them. I'm not revealing that to Norska just yet.
Okay. All right. A piece of quartz, that kind of size. I've got no idea where you got that from.
Some of it will be
from... I found it.
Okay.
This is interesting, and you can see that you can all see that Orwin pulls out a piece of crystal. It's quite. It looks almost iridescent. It's got a faint pale blue sheen to it. This is ice quartz, very nice, and a piece of this size. A piece of this size, I think, would do about 5 gold pieces worth.
5 gold pieces worth. So I tell you what, if I give you 7 of these...
Yep, 7 of those for 35 gold pieces. That leaves 65 gold in coin to pay.
65, yes. Okay. And, yes. Okay.
All right. It will take me a day to finish to make the necessary engravings. But if you're happy to do so, I can get started as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right.
Leave the rapier with him.
Yeah. So you pass over the rapier as well as your money. So mark off those ice quartzes and 65 gold.
Okay. No, we don't pay on completion then.
I mean, it's entirely up to you. I would like a down payment of 20 gold pieces.
No, I'll pay you up front. If Solvig's recommended you, you must be trustworthy.
All right, that's quite fair. Anything else I can do for you, sir?
Not for me. But Brother Amos, you want? If you decided?
Yes, I'll take the blades for my fists.
Take the blades for your fists. Okay, how many would you like?
1 for each fist.
1 for each fist. You are in luck. I do have a set of 2 katars here for you. Those will be. Those are not. I don't value them that highly. I will call that 5 silver for both of them.
Okay.
I'll hand over 5 silver pieces.
All right. Do you want? Are you looking for any enhancements made to these? Any runecraft?
No.
All right.
Don't think
Well,
so.
if you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Yeah. If I change my mind,
you go.
I know where to find you.
So, I mean, is there anything else? Any other business we have? Do you have anything you wish to sell? Anything? Are you perhaps interested in what other runes I might be able to do for you? Does anybody else want the services of my rune crafting?
I'm good, thank you.
I have no use for such things as a slave.
You can drop the act, Otto. It's fine. If you're working with the heralds, I know those papers are fake.
I'm sorry, old habits die hard, don't they, Bob of the Wasteland?
Who? Oh yes, that's right.
All right, so nothing to sell. You're carrying an awful lot of weapons there.
Yes, I've got some weapons to sell. Actually, yes, there is another rune. I mean, do you think you might be able to fit another rune on the rapier?
On the rapier, yes. With the potency, with the first level of potency applied, I can apply 1 additional effect.
Are you familiar with a ghost touch rune?
Ghost touch rune, yes. It's very simple. It's allows your weapon to strike that which is incorporeal, I believe.
Yes, we've had some difficulty with ghosts. So, I'm wondering if it might not be a bad idea.
I can certainly. So, the Ghost Touch rune will require... It's a bit more of a specialized thing. The total cost of the rune would be 75 gold pieces. A minimum of 20 of which must be in gold. The components I need for this... Any gemstone of a blue color, so a sapphire, an aquamarine. If you have any more of those ice quartzes, they'd be perfect for it.
I don't have any more of those ice quartzes, I'm afraid. I've got these. I'll take out the 4 sapphire rings.
4 sapphire rings. I really wish you'd put these on your list, Stu, so I could have found values for them.
I wasn't planning on selling them. Sorry.
Okay. It's alright. 4 sapphire rings. I
think they might have come out of the wagon that Brother Amos, when Brother Amos was introduced.
3 sapphire rings. I mean, sure. I'll say you got there's 5 of them. Interesting. So these are quite small sapphires, but they would certainly be worth something. But perhaps not as much as you're hoping for. All 4 of these, I would say, you've got about 8 gold's worth of sapphire there.
I'll keep hold of them. I'll just pay the gold.
No, you misunderstand me. I still need some measure of gemstone. I don't keep any here.
Right, and it's got to be blue, has it?
It's got to be blue, yes.
Oh.
That's the nature of that enchantment.
That's a shame. I've got to... Well, okay. Okay, that one. Those then. Yes. Oh, and she couldn't do 1? I mean, will that do? Will that suffice? I know that'd only be 2 gold off, but
it's not to do with the value. It's about the amount of dust I need. I need for an enchantment such as this, at least 10 gold must be in gemstone dust.
Oh, so these wouldn't be enough anyway.
Not on their own, no.
Oh, I don't have any more blue sapphires. No more blue gems.
Well, if you happen to come across any more, then you know where to find me.
Okay.
We can talk about that later.
Okay.
Anything else I can do for you? Do you have anything you wish to sell, to get rid of?
Well, the weapons that I've listed already for you.
All right. So you sort of take out all of these weapons, Olwyn. You pass them over to Norska. He examines each of them. Interesting. You've got some quite good pieces here. I'm guessing these are just things you no longer need.
Yes, I'm not really. Well, none of us are really proficient with short swords or long swords. You see, so
yes, I can see you prefer the smaller, lighter weapons, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Right. You see, as he separates out these items, you can see he sort of waves a hand over them, much in the same way that you've seen Otto cast detect magic. Seems quite impressed. Okay, interesting. So, all right. You see, he separates out most of the gear. All right. For these things here, I will give you a total of. I can offer you a total of 75 gold pieces.
Sounds fair to me.
On top of that, this item here, and he picks up the broken handle of the longsword, which you had acquired from Starsong Tower. Do you know what this is?
It's the broken handle of a longsword, but we did get it under some mysterious circumstances. Do you remember, Otto? When you beat that ghost at the top of Starsong Tower and there was that broken sword? You remember this?
I do.
It was a month ago. Yes.
But I can remember that far back.
It was, yes, we got it under rather unusual circumstances.
I see.
Yes.
What circumstances might those have been?
There was a ghost that was corrupting a tower, and we went in and we pacified the ghost, and do you know what, as I'm saying it's less mysterious than it sounded in my head.
But we live our lives under mysterious circumstances,
yes.
Do we not?
Yes. Bob of the mysterious wastelands.
That we do. But you have no idea what this is that you're carrying around with you.
So
I'm guessing not.
Handle of a broken longsword, no.
Okay. let me tell you something. This is not just a broken handle of a sword. Well, it is, but it's not the broken handle of just any sword. This is a broken version of a weapon known as a Blade of Helios.
Oh.
Ooh.
Olwen, you can make a religion check.
I will make that religion check. I might not make that religion check. 17.
I mean, do you want to keep it at 17?
Do you know what? This feels important enough. Yeah, I'll use my hero point. Oh, shit. 14.
You've got no idea what that word means. What that means?
I've never heard of a sword of Helios. Sounds Greek.
It's not Greek or whatever that word was you said, but this is I suppose you could say this is an artifact of sorts. Where did you say that you found this?
Oh, long way away in a tower called Starsong Tower, which was in another land, a portal away.
Interesting. Was it this tower? Was it a temple or dedicated to any deity at all?
It was. It was. It wasn't Desna. I can't remember which deity it was, but yes, it was a deity.
So it was Yomadai.
Yomadai, that's it. Yes, Yomadai.
Yomadai. Yes, I thought as much. Were you not recommended? Sorry, were I not recommended to you by Solvig, I would not be telling you this. But what you have here has the potential to be a very powerful artifact. Now, I have some options for you. I can. Right now, this as it stands is no different than a dagger with the level 1 potency applied to it. So currently, this would be a +1 dagger our character.
Okay.
I have the skill. If you can bring me the necessary materials, I can restore a little of this weapon's power to its form. Alternatively, if you don't wish to keep hold of it, if you wish to be shot of it, I would buy this piece alone from you for 80 gold pieces.
Right.
If you wish me to restore some of its power, I would need three gemstones, not dust. I would need a diamond, and I would need 2 pieces of carnelian.
Carnelian. Okay. And what power would it have?
So, at its base state, as I mentioned, it works as a dagger with potency, the first level of potency applied to it. If you can bring me those gemstones, and I can restore some power to it, which would allow you to cause a blade of light to spring from the hilt and take the place of the missing sword. Not for very long, but it would allow you to do so.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Blade of light.
Yes, beyond that, these weapons, very powerful, are relics of a time long past. Beyond that, you would need to find somebody who is capable of working a metal known as sovereign steel. but I could certainly restore, as I mentioned, a little of the weapon's power.
Now Stu's now thinking, ooh, lightsaber.
Keep it.
Well, yeah, I'll think about that. Thank you very much for your kind offer.
That's all right. I mean, do you wish it back?
Yes. I'll have that one back for now, whilst we think about it. As well as the 3 gems, the diamonds and the 2 carnelian. Would there be a cost attached?
There would. It would. It's quite simple work to do. I would only charge 10 gold for labour.
Okay, that sounds very reasonable. Okay, something to think about.
All right, but these things, if you wish to be rid of them, as mentioned, 75 gold pieces.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So you pass over everything else, and you are given 75 gold.
Yay.
Does anybody else have any business for me, or are we done here today?
Yes, I have a few items which I no longer need. I have no use for them anymore. My crossbow and bolts, and my slingshot and bullets, and unused, and a dagger.
Is that your clan dagger?
No, this is another dagger. I still have my clan dagger. I still have my ice dagger, my magical returning dagger, but this is just a dagger. You can have too many daggers. Someone once told me you can't have too many daggers. Turns out, not true. I do have too many daggers.
Disagree.
Yeah, not Noska. Ask him to gift wrap the bow.
Gift wrap? Why would I do such a thing?
I know.
It's harmful to the environment. Such a waste of materials.
Yes.
Yes, for all of these things, I can make you this offer, Otto. And he sort of looks over the collection of items. For all of those things, 1 gold piece, 8 silver pieces, and a copper piece.
181.
All right, there we go.
Yes, deal.
And if anything, excellent. If that is all, I will bid you good day, and do come back tomorrow to collect your rapier. I'll begin work at once. And if there's anything else you need in the meantime, do let me know.
Did you want anything, Della?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
So, are you just leaving the Smiths?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Noska.
You're welcome. Give my regards to Mr. Erdal.
Will do. Right.
All right.
I would say my backpack feels lighter, but I've got a bag of holding, so it doesn't.
Yeah, the weight is completely unchanged. All right. So, with your business concluded with Norska the blacksmith, where would you like to go next?
Guinevere.
Go to Porcelain Street.
Yes.
Porcelain Street for our magic.
Buy potions and sell more stuff.
That's it. So you make your way across. You make your way across the city of Whitethrone, sort of taking care to sort of only pass through the Merchant's Quarter and almost take the long way round. As you pass through the Merchant's Quarter, you sort of once again come across the kind of the guard cordon, which is sort of blocking off a number of the streets, and you can see that these trees that popped up You're not certain, but it looks like a new row has been added, almost as though that forest has spread outwards, just perhaps a tiny little bit. But you progress through the Merchants' Quarter and eventually turn southwest, and you find yourselves sort of crossing the border between an area known as Frost Hall, where you see there are the style of dress in Frost Hall is much more outlandish. You gather that this is sort of where a lot of the Stilyagi sort of live or spend their time. You hear a few. You see a few groups of these individuals sort of walking around, clearly having a merry old time. You hear laughter. You hear the sounds of slight bits of music being played, and then you hear a whistle going as you see a winter guard patrol go running off after these Stilyagi as they disappear into the alleyways. But a few minutes later, you continue along the boundary of Frost Hall, and you get to the area you were indicated on the map by Solvig. And this area of the city seems to be a bit more industrial in nature. You see that almost every building has quite a large chimney attached to it, and you can see that everywhere along this sort of quite narrow thoroughfare, you can see there are numerous stalls that are selling sort of porcelain in various shapes and sizes. You see plates, you see crockery sort of being perused by some of the more well-to-do Stilyagi and perhaps a noble one or two. And you also see sort of small decorative ornaments being sold, as well as at least one store that is selling porcelain dolls. But you progress along to following the directions you were given by Solvig, and you come to quite an unassuming looking building, which has quite a large chimney attached to it that you assume to be the kiln, and the door is open, and you can see inside that there is a small counter behind which is stood an older-looking elven woman, sort of quite tall, quite wiry, with quite mousy brown hair and ears that are not quite fully pointed as you would expect from an elf. But as you enter this place, you can see that the walls are lined with dolls of all sorts, not just porcelain. You see cloth. You see a couple that are made of perhaps clay, a few that are made of wood even, and all sorts of things. And as you enter this building, the elven woman looks up at you, and she says, "All right then, Stilyagi looking for souvenirs, are you today? What can I get for you?"
Actually here to sell.
To sell? Interesting. What kind of stuff are you looking to sell today?
We're addressing Guinevere, is that correct?
Who wants to know?
Oh, we're friends of Solvig.
Never heard of a Solvig.
Well, this would be the old, permit me to speak as a slave, the rose that blooms in the dying ember of battle. That's Solvig.
Oh yes, that's Solvig. I've remembered. Sorry, my memory was a little foggy there. Do close the door, won't you?
Doesn't do to have too good a memory, I find.
Close the door.
When
it
someone's...
doesn't. All right, Guinevere, you've got customers, and the elven woman turns away from the counter and starts busying herself. Looks to be making another doll of sorts, and as she does so, you hear sort of a voice from your left-hand side, sort of startling you, Olwen, as you're kind of stood right next to it. One of the dolls that is on the shelf animates. It's a doll with sort of black made of black construction, with sort of green buttons in the place of eyes, and a mane of sort of quite fiery red hair that's been made from yarn. And as this doll animates, it says to you, "Well, hello.
Shit.
Welcome." Don't please don't be alarmed. Don't be so jumpy. You'll startle the others. And you can see that as this doll is talking to you, Olwen, a few of the other dolls on the shelf sort of shift a bit nervously, a bit uncomfortably.
Oh, not gonna draw it, but I'm gonna put a hand on the hilt of the cold iron longsword.
There's no need for that. There's no need for weapons, my dear. Calm down. My name is Guinevere. I seems you've been sent by my friend Solvig. Is that correct?
Yes. The last animated doll that we encountered tried to kill us.
Well, it's a good thing for you. It's a good thing for you that I'm not a doll, then, isn't it? I'm a poppet.
Do I know what a puppet is?
You can make a crafting check, Olwen.
Crafting check. 9.
Okay. That could be society as well, if you prefer.
9.
9. Okay.
Can I do a society roll?
Yeah, if you want. Anyone who wants to can make a society roll or a crafting roll.
Okay. 17.
17.
I had high society.
High society?
I also got a 9.
I've got 24 for a crafting roll.
24. Okay. So Otto and Amos, you have heard of. There's kind of a practice among certain sections of society, particularly in big cities such as Whitethrone. It is not uncommon for skilled craftsmen to make themselves basically small helpers, sort of through the use of magic. They are typically made of sort of either wood or perhaps cloth. They will often resemble dolls or children's toys, that sort of thing. And they kind of carry out mundane, menial tasks for the people who created them, perhaps such as going into a shop and buying things, or cleaning the homes, that sort of thing. But Otto and Amos, you know that there is kind of almost like a subsection of those helper constructs called poppets. And a poppet is a helper construct that has gained a manner of sentience or has awoken, and is considered to be a person in its own right.
Okay. It has rights. Does it, a puppet?
I mean that depends on where you go in the world, but they are, in most places they are at least recognised as being a living creature rather than like something that's been made.
Mm.
Yes, hello. You're all very starstruck there. What's the matter? Never seen a poppet before, have you?
Nope.
No.
I've heard of them.
You didn't have a murdered child's soul poured into you, did you?
Oh, how barbaric! Of course not, my dear. You must be talking about one of those horrid soulbound dolls that the witches of Irison create.
Yes, like this one, and I'll take one of the dolls out of the backpack and show it.
That's not a soulbound doll. That's just a porcelain doll.
That it looked like this, anyway.
That's the case. You see, I mean, that doll probably could be used as a base. That probably could be used as a base for a soul doll. I imagine it would take on the appearance of whatever soul was infused into it.
Right. Okay.
But that's just a very that's just a blank porcelain doll. Nothing to be afraid of, I assure you.
Okay. Sorry,
but yes,
took us by surprise.
I'm sure it did. I tend to have that effect on people sometimes. What can I do for you? You say Solvik has pointed you in my direction.
Yes, we're looking for some things, a few things to buy. Bit of kind of unusual items that maybe not so easy to find, and we've got some items to sell. And Solvik suggested you might be the person to talk to.
Well, Solvik is such a sweetie, isn't he? Always thinking of old Guinevere over here. Yes, I can handle both of those things. Which would you prefer to do first, selling or buying?
Probably selling.
Selling, all right. Let's see what you have.
Selling.
So, question for Della.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking to sell your mirror as part of a whole batch of things?
That's the only thing I've got that I want to sell.
No, but I mean, are you looking to sell it with everyone else's stuff, or are you looking to sell that personally?
Personally.
Personally, all right. Okay, so we'll do that first because it's nice and easy. All right, so let's see what you've got here first. Mirror, very very nice piece. I think I could give you 7 gold for this one.
It is a very nice piece.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll take 8.
You'll take 8. Very bold of you, my dear. I like the way you think. All right. 8 a deal.
Thank you.
Is it a nice mirror?
Take that 8
It's quite a nice mirror. It's sort of carved in. It's quite clearly an ornamental silver mirror, sort of carved with looks to be 2 lovers embracing around the outside.
Right.
Okay, that's you done. And Master Dwarf and Master Human, you appear to have nothing to sell. What about yourself, sir? She looks at you, Olwen.
Yes, I've got a few bits to say, including this absolutely lovely painting of your fine city.
It is lovely, isn't it? That could be worth quite the pretty penny to the right collector. So all of this
you're the right person to come to.
So all of this you're looking to sell, yes? So you have you have your painting of White Throne, these small jewellery items, and what is this? You see, she puts a hand out, a small cloth hand, picks up the signet ring, and inspects it. Oh my! Where did you find this? I'm very curious.
Oh, that came into our hands by a very convoluted method. We wouldn't wish to bore you with the details. It's obviously very significant.
It is. I've not seen one of these in a very long time. Frankly, I didn't think that there were any more out there. This is a signet of the Jadwiga Tashana.
That's what I thought, but it might help if you explain to my my compatriots who that is.
You can make a society roll, Owen.
You say that. 4.
Oh, I can have a ponder.
You've never heard of Tashana?
Oh no! I didn't think for a moment I had. That was me. Yes, just yes. I know, but my friends don't.
Okay. I mean, if anyone else wants to make society rolls, you can.
I'll make a society roll. 16.
24.
24. Okay, Otto, you've never heard of this. However, Della, you know that Tashana was one of the queens of Irison. She was the 9th queen of Irison.
Ah, the 9th queen of Irison. What number are we on now?
We're on 13.
Okay.
So that ring is potentially 400 years old.
That seems something worth keeping.
Is it significant? I mean,
significant. Sorry, that was bad.
I mean, this is a very nice piece. I don't know what you mean by significant, but it's a very nice piece. I would have to see if I can find a collector, but I should be able to get you a decent sum of coin for this if you're looking to sell.
That's okay. We'll hold on to it for now. But we know where to come if we look to move it on. Thank you.
Of course you do. All right. Well, with the signet ring out of the equation, my offer for the rest of your goods here will be... How does 80 gold pieces sound for the lot?
Sounds very reasonable. What about if we threw in these 4 lovely porcelain, not creepy, won't murder us dolls?
The dolls? I must be honest with you. You're in Porcelain Street. We make those things all the time. I'll buy them off you if you're looking to sell, but they're not terribly valuable. At least not here. Elsewhere in the world, I hear they fetch a pretty penny, but not in Porcelain Street.
Yeah, but I appreciate your candour. Okay.
But of course, if you would wish to be rid of them, I will offer you 5 silver each for them.
We'll hold on to them for now.
We'll hold on to them until we go somewhere where they are valuable.
Yes. No, very much appreciate your candour on that.
All right.
So 80 gold for the rest. Yes, lovely.
80 gold for the rest, and a pleasure doing business with you all. Anything else I could do for you? You said you're looking to buy.
Damn it, didn't you want some things?
Oh yeah, do you have potions?
Potions, yes, I do acquire potions from time to time. What sort are you looking for?
I would be after your health ones, I guess.
Health
I'd like to know the price first.
But of course, you're not just going to agree to give me gold for something without knowing how much gold, are you? That would be stupid.
No.
Let's see what we have. I do have some healing potions in. How strong are you looking for? Do you know?
It will depend on the cost.
How much they are? Of course it will, I'm sure. Bear with me just one moment. As Dom finds his price list. All right, so I have a number available. I have 8 minor healing potions available, which will set you back 5 gold pieces each. If it's something slightly more powerful, I have 3 lessers, which are 15 gold pieces each. And I have a single moderate. This came into my possession just recently, and that one I will let go for 65 gold pieces.
Okay, I'm good, thanks.
We'll
good,
take
okay.
your 8 minor potions.
All 8 of them. My, big spenders today, aren't we?
Yes.
That's 40 gold pieces. Thank you.
And the lesser healing potions, you say, there's 3 of them at 15.
3 at 15 gold, yes.
I'll take 3 at 13 each.
Give me a diplomacy roll, Owen.
Oh, now I'm rolling well. 22. 19
Very
on the
diplomatic.
die.
You are buying in bulk. I can reduce the price a little, I suppose. How does 14 sound?
Not as good as
Nothing
13.
like 13.
14 gold. All right then. 13 gold and 5 silver apiece.
Okay, that's a deal then.
All right.
So yes, take all of that.
Anything else you're after? Anything perhaps a bit more specialist?
No.
That's it for me.
All right. Well, if that's all you have to buy and to sell, then I suppose our business is concluded.
Yes.
Well, if you come across any other goods that you wish to move on, by all means come back to me. Do check back occasionally. Do check back if you're in White Throat for some time. I may occasionally get more stock in. But, certainly in terms of healing potions, you have cleaned me out. I won't be getting any more of those in for a little while.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, I have a question. Can you acquire any blue gemstones, like sapphires or something?
I probably can. How much do you need?
About not much, maybe 10 gold pieces worth.
10 gold pieces worth of specifically sapphires.
Well, any blue gemstone, really.
All right. Well, we'll use sapphires as a baseline. Yes, I think I probably could. I could definitely acquire. I could almost certainly acquire that for you. Give me a day, and come back, and I'll see what I can do. There will be a service fee on top of the value of the item. You understand?
Yes, I'm not surprised. How much of a service fee are we talking?
Well, my standard for my base rate for an acquisition of this kind, 5 gold pieces on top of the value of the item.
Right. Okay. That's all right.
That's quite a service fee.
And rather more unusual.
It's quite a risky occupation, Master Dwarf. I've got a business to run after all.
Indeed.
You have indeed. I did not mean it as a criticism.
It's all right.
And rather more unusually, can you get hold of any carnelian?
Carnelian, yes. Carnelian, I probably can. Would you wish this to be in the same order? Again, how much carnelian?
2 chunks.
2 chunks of carnelian. I will see what I can do. No payment necessary now. Come back to me, as I say. Well, now we're adding carnelian into the mix as well. Give me 2 days. Come back to me.
2 days. Okay.
And if I can get hold of what you're looking for, we will settle up then.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Lovely. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Right. My business is concluded.
As is mine.
All right. Well, I wish you all the best on your journeys, and I do hope, in the nicest way possible, that you never have need of those potions. But I think we all know that that's not the case, don't we?
So very
You've got our number
gesture.
there.
Very kind gesture.
Well, safe journey now. Please wait for me to get settled back on my shelf before you open the door, if you don't mind. Constance, she calls over to the elf behind the counter. Constance, could you show our guests out, please? Our business is concluded. And the elven woman sort of nods and comes and opens the door for you. and you watch as Guinevere the doll, Guinevere the puppet, sort of clambers back onto the shelf, sort of sits once again in this motionless position, imitating a doll, and goes fully still. Yeah, and you are shown out of this building, and for the sake of brevity here, I'm going to assume that you make your way back to the Shrine of the Everbloom, back to.
That's Alwyn's plan.
Yeah. So yes. you make your way back across the city, sort of keeping an eye out for guard patrols and that sort of thing. And before too long, you find yourselves descending into the underground sanctuary of the Shrine of the Everbloom, and that is a good place to end for that episode, folks.
Two.
We got stuff.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com. Editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
Question about the guitars.
Yes, Darren. Mm-hmm.
Do they do piercing damage? I can't find them on Archives of Nethys, so I don't know sort of
That's all right.
how they are utilised.
So the guitar, basically, you use it as you would a dagger. I'm just going to grab. Excuse me.
While you're looking for that, I have a question about guitars. Can you play Stairway to Heaven on them?
Well, I'll take you there, I guess.
A guitar is a bit like a dagger. Well, it basically is a dagger, but kind of straps onto your fist. They are an agile weapon. They do a D4 piercing damage, which I think is less than your standard fists. However, on a critical hit, a guitar has deadly D6. But in terms of using them...
What was that? Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
So they function exactly the same as of your fists, but on a critical hit, they will do an extra D6 of damage.
Okay.
And the base damage is D4 piercing plus strength.